What's going on, YouTubers? Welcome to another video. We got another statue in the house. I got this bad boy from Comic Concepts. They were the only company anywhere I could find that had this in stock. Additionally, it's the bonus version, which is upside down for some reason. But it's the Demon Souls Penetrator, limited to 120. I got number 43. I did debate if I was going to get this or not because the tariffs kind of scared me, but I said, screw it. I make good money. I'm buying it. I want it. And here we are. They shipped it. I bought it at night, and next morning it was shipped and picked up, and I received it 2 days later. So props to them. The owner, Josh Gordon, he also has great communication, by the way. I messaged him about this, and he literally responded within like a few minutes. So good communication with them. Let's see, what do we got here? Lots of little advertisements. What anime is that? I have no idea. Anyways, let's see what we're working with here, folks. So here's the instruction. That is a huge instruction. Look at that thing. My goodness. So we got to take this out of the box, and we're going to go ahead and set this up. But I'll leave a link in the description below to Comic Concepts website if you guys are interested in checking out their stuff they got. They definitely got some great prices, and I've bought from them in the past, and I definitely plan to buy from them again in the future. So let's open this bad boy up. Man, folks, my freaking bicep is so sore from my workout this morning. Oh my gosh. I really killed it. I was curling 75-pound dumbbells earlier. Hammer curls. But it definitely, I'm already basically sore. The box did decide to join it when it came out. Luckily, it didn't mess up the styrofoam. One reason I like to just take the styrofoam directly out and keep the art box in, because I don't care to look at art boxes. It means nothing to me. But putting a box back in with the styrofoam, and the styrofoam moves and you have to rearrange it and hope it goes in perfect, is ultra annoying. Especially when you're getting statues as often as me, it gets really annoying fast. And so I try to keep the art box just in the thing. Alrighty. So I've seen one review of this. It's in another language, and there's like a Google Translate of it. So I did watch that review actually twice before I decided to pull the trigger. Oh, mama, this base. That is a heavy base. That is freaking heavy. Maybe just because my bicep is sore, but that felt so heavy. Yeah, this has, how many? 22 steps. 22 steps. Of course, there's styrofoam ever, so I'm definitely going to have to vacuum afterwards. Alright, next is the penetrator, and as you can see, they plastic wrapped his legs together to ensure no damage. So I just gotta undo this bad boy. Goodness. Okay. Also, there is literally so much. I gotta use this. I will vacuum after, folks, but we have to get rid of it. It's all over the base. All right, so that fit in perfectly. Oh yeah. These swords, all metal. I can feel the weight, especially like right here's resin and this is metal. I can absolutely feel that. That feels great. Yeah, metal. Metal, metal, metal. I'm a huge fan of metal swords. I think it's so much better. When you go from metal and then all of a sudden you get like, when I got like PCS blade and it was just cheap resin, the weight, the look, everything about it just, I didn't like it. I was like, what is this crap? Now, these all kind of look the same. That's a little bit better there. Interesting. So this one is flat. That's interesting. They're almost identical, but they're not quite. And they're definitely longer. Let's see, that's number 6. This one looks like number 10. No, they are different for sure. Because each of these little statues is holding a metal sword. Number 6. Okay. So, and then this one. It actually has quite a few parts. I just gotta get some of these parts out. So this is what the DX bonus is. You got that, plus this shield, and I think a sword. Actually, I think this sword goes here. Yeah, like that. So that's the DX bonus. The main sword is incredibly long, by the way. I really do love these Prime 1 video game statues, though. They're so... The factory they use is so good. So I'm always super impressed with the video game stuff. So I'm going to be honest, I don't remember fighting this boss in Demon's Souls. Now, I played Demon's Souls once, and it was when the PS5 came out. So that was many, many years ago. So I don't remember everything. I do want to replay Demon's Souls. So when I have some free time, because I'm just so busy, I'm watching like 5 animes right now. I'm playing some video games. Yeah, check out this crazy long sword. Again, full metal. Very sharp as well. Like, I'm pretty sure I could kill someone with that. That is way long. Alright, looks like that is just about everything. Alright, so here's his helmet. Check that out. I mean, some of these I can literally just guess where they go. It's not that difficult, right? You got these sashes. Let's see, Jupiter. That looks like a. Although, I believe that's accurate, but. Oh, those are big. The magnet actually reverses if you're putting it in wrong. Now, I do want to make sure I get these in right. So, let's see. Number 6, which is the shortest one, looks like it goes right here. And then number 8. This one. They don't fit super flush, if I'm brutally honest. I don't know if they're not meant to, but they definitely don't sit flush, these little swords. Although this one seems to fit pretty flush. These two do not, but they're in the back, so it's fine. All right, so next is just the sashes. Looks like, yeah, there's quite a few, and I don't let's see. On the back, this double sash here, right here, and then obviously this one. So that was these two sashes right here, which are like a red with a hint of blue. Good strong magnets, by the way. Very strong. Yeah, these just pop right into place. Boom. And then one in the front, kind of. There we go. Those fit nice and good. And the final thing is this ginormous sword. And boom. Jupiter. That is a tall boy. I would definitely got to measure this. Just look at the depth and the height of this thing. All right, let's clean up, get the tape measure, and review this bad boy. Alrighty, folks, so I just did some measurements. So it is about 34 inches tall to the top of this, which means technically it wouldn't fit bottom garage shelf. However, because this comes forward like over a foot, because it actually is 7 inches deep, it will fit in a garage shelf, and the front part will just like poke out a little bit. And then to the top of his helmet is about 28 inches tall. So pretty sizable piece. I'm going to show it to you guys, both top shelf, bottom shelf in my Souls collection. But the top of the sword definitely is going to have to like poke out of the garage shelf, like barely. But even still, like, due to the depth, unless you angled it diagonally, it would stick out of a garage shelf, even if it's at the very back, because these are only 24 inches deep. Like, you'd have to diagonally angle it. So, but yeah, look at that. This is probably one of the longest swords I've ever seen on a statue. Like, insanely long. Like, this is longer than 1/3 scale swords, like Red Sonja, way longer, double the length. Yeah, this thing's crazy big for a sword, and it's full metal. But it does go in there nice and snug with like the little metal rod. But let's get in the video game room because the lighting's a little bit better in there, and we'll review it in there. Yeah, folks, my bicep is so tired and sore already. Oh my gosh. All right, here is how it looks next to other video game statues. So it's a little thin. It is the same like height size, but he's a little skinny, which is kind of weird considering he has armor. I would think he'd be thicker than Jin Sakai or Kratos. But maybe that's just the character design. However, it should fit very nicely down there. Although all those characters are kind of thick. So he's definitely a thin character. Which, I mean, if you think about it, if you're super bulky knight, it'd be really, like, generally if you're bigger, it's harder to move. You do want to have a decent amount of muscle. Maybe it's just a shredded, small, like, skinny guy. Nevertheless, check it out. So let's check out this base. So I do like the base. I think it looks really cool. You have the 4 different statues, and they're all a little bit different. All the sword lengths. This one is missing the head and the hands holding the sword. It looks like the helmet that would be here broke off and is right here. Then you have this little white stone and gray design. Lots of like rock rubble. Definitely kind of reminds you of like a dungeon from a Souls game. And then generally there's always like tons of statues throughout Soul games. And so, yeah, I think the base is pretty cool. It's not a space hog in terms of the base size. It's actually like probably the smallest Prime 1 video game statue base of all mine. Like, it's slightly smaller than a Witcher base. I would say it's probably maybe equalish to Virgil in terms of how much space it's going to take for this base. Because his base isn't very big either. But the base is not super big. You can see like hand size, which is great because you don't want massive bases. Granted, are cool. Also take up a ton of space and make it hard to display. So this will be like easily displayable down there, which is where I'm going to put it. And then just have the sword poking out right here. So overall, I like the base. I think it fits the whole Souls game, Demon Souls, very nicely. Like I said, I don't remember actually fighting this boss. I did Google the fight with him and everything. It's a very cool scene, and it's a cool boss, no doubt. Thing is, in Soul games, you fight so many bosses. It's hard to, like, some are definitely memorable. You know, like when you're in Elden Ring, you remember Millennia and that one guy where you have to, like, have like 20 other people and you fight him. What the frick's his name? Can't remember this second. But you definitely remember like those type of bosses. And I'm sure when I replay, I'll remember him. But yeah, overall, he is a cool boss, no doubt. So obviously he is full armor, 0 human skin. So the armor consists of almost an aged silver and black. And then, of course, all the, like, pieces I put on him have red with a hint of bluish silver. Is how I put that. So it definitely adds to his color, so it's not all one, like, just silver and black look. It does add some color to the piece, which is nice. Helmet looks great. He's literally viewing through that tiny little eye part on the head. Like, bro, can you even see out of that? I guess he can. Or maybe it's just a demon and he senses his opponent's ki. Like I said, the sword is literally almost triple the size of a standard sword. Like, that's bigger than the big Goron sword in Zelda that I had on my Link. You see Jin Sakai's sword, which is like one hand almost, where this is more than double a hand. So it's more than double the length of that one. So very cool. And I also love the fact, like I said, it's all metal. So it's even bigger than like Dante's sword. And his sword actually is huge. So very, very cool sword design as well. Like, look at that hilt. Very cool looking. Super sharp. Like I said, I could probably kill someone with that if you stabbed him in the throat. Great looking pose. Directly down the middle. Because that's like his pose in the video game when he's fighting you. So, iconic looking pose. No issues with the piece. Everything fit pretty good. Like I said, some of these sword things don't fit in perfect on the back. Like, completely flush. But that's not an issue for me. Everything else was very nicely snug fit. So, good QC all around. I'm not seeing any major paint issues either. Overall, I think the paint does look excellent. On the armor, the black, aged, silver, very nice. Again, all around, very high quality. The armor, the swords, all metal, everything fits good. It's a solid piece, no doubt. This bad boy costs like $1,300 something is what I paid for it. I did use some points I had with Comic Concepts as well. So I got like, I think $90 off or something. So I paid like $1,360 for it total. So I know it's waitlisted on Prime One's website as well as sold out everywhere else, but it is very low edition size. So I think this will be a rare piece to see in people's collections. And believe it or not, Demon Souls is the original Souls game. I always thought it was Dark Souls, like the original Dark Souls 1, 2, 3, which I still need to play too. But Demon Souls apparently is the first one, and this one I played is the HD remakes. I never played the original. But I definitely really enjoyed the original. Like I said, it was my first PS5 game. So it's kind of nostalgic for me. The era of PS5 started with Demon Souls for me. So, yeah, and I did play Bloodborne on the PS4, Neo, but for PS5 it was this game. So, yeah, but I'm more or less creating a Souls game display right here. And so he's obviously going to go right there. But I potentially could put him where Neo's at and switch them depending like what looks better. But we're going to go ahead and try him there to, make sure he fits and everything. Technically, I could also put him where Halo is at because there is no bar. So it easily comes out, there's the bar. Overall, it is a great piece, definitely worth the money. I do love it. It looks great, solid piece, so thanks Comic Concepts. For a video game statue, let me think how I would compare this in terms of equal coolness. I would say it's better than Virgil. That's how I would compare. It's better than Virgil, like in terms of coolness. So if you know how cool he is, it's a little bit better than him. And definitely better than like Neo. But let's go ahead and move this bad boy in the display. So it is decently heavy. And my bicep, like I said, is super sore. So let's go ahead and move it. Alrighty, folks. So this is how it looks down low. Now, I don't think the statue itself loses any grand appeal being down low. Like I said, that is how much his sword is going to just stick out, which is barely, it's not like a walking hazard. Frankly, that gun's more of a walking hazard, but I'm not like walking right there. But yeah, like I said, it sticks out a little bit. I put it like that. So it obviously fits in the shelf great. To kind of show you, because usually when I'm in this room, I'm sitting in this very low chair, which gives me really good angles of the statues in these displays. So like when I'm looking at it, like that is the look. So yeah, like I said, it fits great, looks good. So that's kind of the display right now. And now we have to fill up these 3 garage shelves. And we are going to be getting a few pieces, obviously, to fill it up soon. We got the Wukong 1/3 half scale. And then we'll We have on pre-order Kratos. We'll pre-order eventually Zubaji when that's close to shipping. Maybe that'll be soon. That means production. I think I saw that already. So maybe Zubaji, we can get him. And then J&D Stellarblade, Final Fantasy VII. That Kratos is there just for now, but as soon as I get a 1/3 statue in this display, like let's say Wukong in a month, I'll lower Kratos down there. Because ultimately he is going to go in that corner. And then the idea is to do Kratos bust in the middle with the 2 Kratos quarter scales down low. Now I could also do Kratos here. Either one honestly works. So I need to see Blue Box Hyper Kratos bust, how good it is, how much space it takes. If it does require top shelf space, we'll make it work. Like if we have to lower Jin Sakaigen or those 2, like Ellie and Abby, I would if it's necessary. Also, here is the proximity piece. So you get the hero's helmet, sword, and shield. Definitely pretty cool. I like it. Great proximity piece. So then it's almost on like a dirt base. So yeah, I can just go ahead and display this, like literally just right in front of the piece, like so. I could just display it like that. It does block the base a little bit, but it's hard to do it to the sides, so just have to do that. Otherwise, I'd have to place it in the back. But that's fine. That looks good. Anyways, folks, that is it for the video. Let me know what you guys think of the Penetrator Demon Soul statue by Prime One Studios. Again, thanks to Comic Concepts for making this happen, because the moment I was on the hunt and I was looking for it, I searched every website, asked every retailer I knew and Chinese seller, and the one that came through for me was Comic Concepts. So thanks, Josh, for the statue. See you guys in the next one. Like, comment, subscribe. Have a great day.